My name is Barbara Annette Gathers, and I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. I was raised in the area called Back to Green, an area that I'm very proud of.
Tell me one of the things that one of your memories of Back to Green that kind of sticks out in your mind.
Back to Green was a small community made up of individual houses as well as public housing. And it was a very small community. I refer to it as a community within a community because we all knew one another, the older folk as well as the younger folk, and it was a very cohesive community.
During the 70s, the people were moving out of the white people were moving out of the city of Charleston and moving into suburbs, and they were going to the malls and out in the country, and the houses were, a lot of them were empty and dilapidated, was falling apart. Mr. Teddy Foster, he bought several of them, around 32 pieces of them.
32 houses?
Yeah.
Property?
Right.
Wow.
And the Miller, the wallpaper family, who did all the wallpapering around town, he had 5 children, and he gave each one of the five houses apiece. And I kept their houses up for many years.
Back in the days, we had like a carnival on the park, you know.
Yeah.
You could play games, do all sorts of stuff, you know what I'm saying? For probably 50 cents to $1. It was cheap back then, you know.
Yeah.
And that would just keep a lot of us out of trouble, you know, from doing bad stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It was, different people from all walks of life that lived there. There were laborers, ministers, name it. They were all there. Businessmen, businesswomen. They all made up this great community.
Okay. Did you feel like a lot of times the residents were treated unfairly and did not always get the just, end of the deal, so to say?
Yes, because of the term Back to Green, sometimes people put it in their mind that, this is a bad area. So I had great teachers who did not discriminate. They knew I grew up Back to Green. Some of them taught at the same schools I taught at that I attended, but it didn't bother them. They looked at each of us as an individual. But yeah, there were people who felt differently. They felt that if you were from Back to Green, you couldn't be this or you couldn't do that. And they overlook you in many cases because of just your residence, your place that you call home.
So the carnival, does it still come around?
No, they been stopped that a long time ago, man. Long time ago. I guess because in the black neighborhood, you know.
So you feel as though they don't want the black, the kids in that neighborhood to enjoy something like that?
Yeah. Because why all of a sudden you start something, everything working out, then later on you just take it away. You know, like I say, it would keep a lot of us out of trouble. Yeah. We have something to do. We can look forward to that, you know what I'm saying? Besides playing baseball and playing basketball, which they take the basketball court. We don't have that no more. They play soccer out there now, you know what I'm saying? We gotta go like on other areas to participate in sports. That's how bad it is now. But back then, we had to worry about nothing.
There were stores and businesses, small businesses. There were 3 stores in my community: Ransom store, Teddy Foster store, and Miss Hart store.
What do you think about the changes that they're doing around Back to Green right now? The gas green part, all the building.
Well, they improving the houses, but most of the black people, they can't afford to live in the houses after they've been renovated because of the costs. They're just not financially able to live in those houses because of the modern rent prices. And but far as the beautification and the job that they're doing, fixing it up, it looks beautiful and all, but it's affecting the poor people. They just can't afford to the houses that being renovated.
You know,
One thing used to be predominantly black.
yeah,
A lot of whites moving.
they're moving and
You get the law, you get a lot.
they know it's a low income. They getting them boy property places. They buying the property, and they, you know, blowing up.
So how you feel about the changes? So I know you think the change is good.
I mean, it balances itself. You know, it balances itself. I say it balances itself because I like the peace, the quiet. You know, there ain't so much violence. I love that. But what I don't love is the blacks ain't around no more. You know, you see more whites than blacks. You know, you see more white children on the park than blacks. You know, I don't like that. It should have been like both white and black. You feel me? Not just dominant white.
I drive through Back to Green, the streets of Back to Green, just to see the changes, to look at what has changed and what's still there. And it does concern me that the area is changing tremendously. I feel that in another 5-7 years from now, I would not recognize it. Now, the city claims that they're not going to get rid of the public housing, Gadsden Green public housing, but I don't know if I believe that. Because of the developments, the housing, the apartments, the office buildings, this part of West Edge, I'm not sure if those people who are residing there and or have offices there, I'm not sure if they're going to feel comfortable and want to be in the same environment of the public housing and the maybe lower income residents. So for that reason, I feel that it may not be the Gadsden Green, Back to Green that I'm used to seeing.